and welcome back to Constellation Station. I'm Nicole from the Cincinnati Observatory, and here at Constellation Station we like to do three things. We like to learn a little bit about constellations, we like to figure out where we can find them up in the night sky, and we like to figure out how to make them in our own home. Now today is a very special episode because I have some special guests who are here from our Planet Passport camp that we're running at the Cincinnati Observatory. We're doing a virtual camp with planet passports that we made at the observatory because all of the planets are up in 2020. And so we're running a bunch of virtual programs to help promote our planet passport. And if you want to get your own planet passport, and if you want to maybe take part in one of our virtual camps, we're going to do one again in August. So you can look at our website for more information on that. We'll be posting about that again soon. So shout out to all of my my camp people who are watching today. I'm really happy to have you guys here. And they're here to learn a little bit about the constellation behind me. And this one is called Scorpius. Scorpius is a scorpion, and maybe you can remember when I've talked about a scorpion in past episodes. Do you remember why I would have talked about a scorpion in the past? You guys got it. It's Orion. Orion. He was killed by a scorpion, and this is the scorpion, Scorpius, who took out Orion. So he is famous for having sent Orion up into the night sky. Now, when we look at our stars of Scorpius here, it might be a little difficult to see our scorpion right away. So I'm going to go ahead and point out a few features before I connect the dots, just so we kind of know what direction we're heading. So a scorpion is a kind of animal that's very famous for a particular feature. They have a stinger, and so usually we think of insects as having stingers, but scorpions also have stingers, and it's that big blue star right there that is going to be our stinger. And then we have our head up here, this middle white star right here. And we have the heart of the scorpion right here, and that's Antares. That's a really important star in the sky right now because just like the North Star shows us north, during the summertime, Antares is really the star that shows us where the south is. Unlike the North Star at Polaris, it's not there all the time though. So there's no such thing as a south star. So today I'm going to use tape to connect our dots. And usually I would start at the head, but today I'm going to start at the stinger because the stinger is the important part of this constellation. It's what killed Orion, right? So that's what makes it really special. So we're going to start with this blue star right here. For my friends doing camp right now, all of these stars that I'm going to connect, those are the dots you'll want to draw out in your planet passport. All right, so we'll start with our stinger. And we're going to go around through the tail. So we have the stinger, and then we're going to have the tail up into the body, into the heart. So this is going to take a little bit of extra work to make this curve the way that a scorpion would. So today I used some bigger stars and some smaller stars to show you the brightness of some of the stars. So the really bright stars are the ones that are a little bit bigger, and those will be able to help you find this up in the night sky when you go looking for it. So far we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars. We still have quite a few to go. We have our 7th star. Our 8th star is just a little star, but it's right next to Antares, our really important star. And then this is where it gets a little tricky. because this is the whole body of the scorpion, but the rest really takes some imagination. So the rest of our constellation here is the head and the two sort of pincers that scorpions have. So I want you to picture these as being really big. They look kind of small, but as a part of the scorpion, it's kind of a really big feature, right? The head is kind of big, its big claws are big. So we're going to connect them as three separate things. So we're going to connect to the head first. So there's the head. And these are the two arms. And then for now, our constellation is all connected. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stars. It's one of our bigger constellations we've done in a while, since Hydra. So this is a really big constellation, which makes it a little bit easier to find in the night sky, even if you live closer to the city, which makes this constellation a good one to talk about because it's very likely that you'll be able to find it out in the night sky. Now, some people connect the dots even further than this, off of our constellation station, all the way over into another constellation called Libra, which we'll talk about next week. So we'll get into that a little bit more next week and talk about how we can extend certain constellations to include other ones. So sometimes we end up doing that as scientists. We, remember, have to use our imaginations, and so we can connect our dots differently depending on how we see these shapes out in the night sky. So Scorpius is really easy to find because it takes up most of the southern sky. So right now it's been getting dark around 10 o'clock. So if you go out around 10 o'clock, you'll want to go maybe find north first. Remember, we can use the Big Dipper to find Polaris, the North Star. And if we find Polaris, we know to then turn around backwards, and we're going to see Antares in the south. Antares is the heart of the scorpion, and it looks really red, which is how we can find it. Now, what's really weird about Antares is sometimes people see Antares out in the night sky and they say, hey, that must be Mars because it's red. But we know that we can find stars and planets in the night sky by how they look in the night sky. So this is a very red star, but if we want to know, is that Antares or is that Mars? We can think about how it looks. So stars, when they're up in the night sky, they twinkle. So if you look at it and it looks like it's blinking at you, then it's a twinkling star. But if you look at it and it's just a straight light, it doesn't flash at all, it doesn't blink, it doesn't twinkle like our Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song, then we know it's a planet. But Antares, we know, is a star because it twinkles. So it's red twinkling out in the southern sky. And once we find the heart of the scorpion, we can look and see if we can find these three stars right here. They're similar to Orion's belt stars. They're just a little bit curved. They're not as straight as our Orion's belt stars. So they're going to look a little bit curved. And once we can find those, we can follow and try to find our big stars here. So we might miss a couple of these little stars, but we can use our imagination to see the whole shape of the scorpion up in the night sky. Now you may be thinking, oh, Scorpius up in the night sky? Isn't Orion afraid? Well, there was a deal made when Orion went up in the night sky where Orion said, I'll be a constellation, but I don't ever want to see that scorpion again. And so we actually can't see Orion right now. But Orion will come back in the wintertime, and guess who'll be gone? Scorpius. Scorpius is only going to be around during the summertime, so you'll want to go out and find it soon. You can find around 10 o'clock in the southern sky. As always, I hope you are making your own constellations with us at home, either the constellations we talk about or making some constellations on your own. Feel free to share them with us on Instagram and Facebook, #ConstellationStation, and we'll be happy to share them and highlight your creative works of art with our constellations. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.